Good morning, everybody, and I'm excited because today I'm going to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. I have never been here before. It is kind of rare that I get to go to a new park, so I'm really excited for that. Can't wait to check out Iron Rattler, Wonder Woman, Superman, and all the other great rides here, and just wander around a park I've never been to. So in this video, we're going to show you off all the rides, the roller coaster, everything there is to do here at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Let's go check things out. Let's kick off the tour with the park's newest roller coaster, the Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster. Now, Wonder Woman is being marketed as the world's first single rail roller coaster, and it's the first ever Rattler track by the guys over at RMC, and I love this ride. I think it's fantastic. It is smooth, it is fast, it is intense. Obviously, the big drawback is that it is short, but here you go, 100-foot first drop straight down, and the thing just flies. Completely flies. Huge fan. I totally am fine if Six Flags decides to build these absolutely everywhere. Fine by me. Super, super cool. I also love the location they put in over this little lake area. A couple of drawbacks to this is, one, it is low capacity, 8 people per vehicle. They do a good job. They dispatch trains about once every minute, but that is a very, very long ride. Those people will probably be in line for, an hour and a half, I would say. And it's hot here in Texas. So the capacity and the length of the ride, it's not a very long ride. Once you drop off the lift, it's maybe 45 seconds, but it's awesome. If you come here, definitely, this has to be the first ride you go to. And if you're a Flash Pass person, unfortunately, with the Flash Pass system, it's only a single use. So I would definitely get here, rope drop, and head right to Wonder Woman. While not an air-conditioned queue we'd all want in the Texas heat, it's significantly better than most rides here at Six Flags. Love the fire effect and the Wonder Woman statue. Pretty neat for a Six Flags ride as far as themed queues. The second ride I want to show you guys, my favorite ride in the park, the Iron Rattler. Take a look at the Iron Rattler. I love this ride. Got a real slow crawl at the top of the lift, and then the first drop is awesome. It's one of these roller coasters here that uses that quarry wall, and it is good. Big giant drop, super fast ride. Not an easy ride to get pictures or video of. So for my job here, it's not the easiest, but it's great. I would say it's probably not the best RMC, but it's probably the prettiest RMC we have here in the States. I liked it a lot. This is totally my favorite ride in the park. I love anything like, I've been on 530 something roller coasters, so to get on something that uses the quarry wall like this is really different. And it ends, I can't see it because it's behind that tree, but you go in a tunnel in the quarry, so this ride's fantastic. So I love the trains for Iron Rattler. Giant snake on the front, and also on the back, the rattle tail. Next ride I want to show off is Batman the Ride. And Batman the Ride has this really interesting entrance. First of all, it's in this facade with all these kind of shops and games. But then when you walk in, it's kind of neat. Theming, not something you normally get at the old Six Flags. And it's not really in the queue section. The queue starts later. And really cool. It doesn't come across well on the camera, but it's like a hologram effect here. Continue through the building a little bit. And then boom, we are met with the Batmobile. Now, this Batmobile, it's a little weird looking, as I'm not sure, this is definitely not a Batman from a Batman movie, right? Like it looks like a souped up Batmobile, like they took the shell of it from one of the movies and then added a whole bunch of stuff. And then you go on the ride over there. So Batman the Ride is pretty nuts. This was the first ever 4D free spin by the guys over at S&S. And you ride on the outside of the cars, you can ride forwards, backwards, and you flip. I feel like I've been on a couple of these, and I feel like I flipped a lot more on this one than I did on some of the other ones. And it's a completely out of control experience. You're upside down, you're right side up, spin, 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 flip, flip, flip. You don't really know which way is up and where you are. So if you're looking for probably the wildest coaster here, it's got to be Batman. So these rides always kind of freak me out, and that is the Sky Screamer, which is a Starflyer ride. They don't have one of those super tall models here at Fiesta Texas, probably the little over 200 feet, but I like where it's placed. It's placed right next to the quarry, so you get a cool view from the top. So this Big Bad Roller Coaster here. This is the Superman Krypton coaster. It's a B&M floorless looping coaster, and I absolutely love it. And I love it because it uses the quarry wall more than I think any of the other coasters here. Maybe Iron Rattler and this are very, very close. But you go all the way up there, you get a scenic view on top of the quarry, and then you drop down right next to the quarry wall. Really great visuals there. You loop up right next to Superman. And it's fun. It's got all your standard B&M floorless elements. If you're curious what's on top of the quarry wall, it's like expensive apartments and a shopping mall. But I like this ride a lot. It's probably my second favorite ride in the park, and it's also probably my favorite of the B&M floorless coasters. Very solid. Definitely not to miss this ride. I absolutely love their log flume here. It's Bugs Bunny's Whitewater Rapids, and it's got all these different character vignettes throughout the ride, and it's really cool. I like it quite a bit. You know, the big waterfall feature there. It also looks like you have kind of a roller coaster drop. Yep, it's totally a roller coaster drop. Goes down, comes back up. Love it. Wow, 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 wow. Check out the entrance to the log flume in a very Disney-esque castle. This is fantastic. And there goes Poltergeist, that big twisted ball of track. And I actually thought this ride was running really well. I rode Flight of Fear a couple weeks ago at Kings Island, and it was not running well. And that's the same model, just this one is indoors and that one was outdoors. But I thought this ride was really fun. It's so incredibly twisted, and there is just so much roller coaster track in that one tiny little area. I will say, I'm not sure if this is normal here, but it's only running one train today. I'm not sure if it normally runs one or sometimes it runs two, but it's got a very long, very slow line. I hit this one early on in the morning, and I was very happy I did. So I do love that the station for Poltergeist is set up like an old haunted house. The launch tube as well. No real theming on the inside, but on the outside it looks good. Gully Washer is the park's River Rapids ride with a super fun name. And it's a really long ride too. It goes way back in the park. Also, it's from what I've seen from people coming off, some people get soaked and some people don't. So it's kind of one of the luck of the draw River Rapids. Goliath right here is the next ride up. Wonderful little Aztec type fountain you pass on the way to it. And here goes Goliath, and it's going to get loud. Goliath is a B&M inverted coaster. If you've ever been to any other Six Flags park, it is Batman the Ride. Here it is named Goliath. Good ride, kind of awkwardly placed. It's literally like right next to the front gate, and kind of in the parking lot in that area. But a fun ride, running smooth. I love the color scheme. I'm not sure if this has been repainted recently, but it looks great on the color scheme. And you know, it's a fun layout. Here's a little bit better shot of Goliath from the old parking lot here. So the defining feature of Six Flags Fiesta Texas, besides the roller coasters and stuff like that, is the fact that it's built on an old quarry wall. The park also has a railroad that goes around the park, but you know, this is something cool. It's something I've really never seen in any theme park anywhere, with the whole the quarry rock wall thing, and it makes for a very scenic and pretty park. Also, I want to throw in there real quick with the train. The train stays open during weather closures, so if a lot of the other rides close down in the park, go to the train. It'll probably be open. Without a doubt, my favorite flat ride here at Fiesta Texas is the Hustler, which is this wonderful pool ball, like a pool table themed like Tubs of Fun style ride. It's just awesome. I mean, the theming level is really, really cool. It looks great. I wouldn't ride it as it's 1,000,000 degrees and it looks like it would get you very sick, but it's just so much fun. Let's take a walk around the Fiesta Bay boardwalk section of the park. And one thing I like about Six Flags Fiesta Texas is when you enter a new theme land, the groundwork changes. So the Fiesta Bay boardwalk obviously is a boardwalk. You know, Rockville is like a street, so that's asphalt. And then I think you're in Sposburg, you've got like a cobblestone kind of things. So Fiesta Bay Boardwalk is kind of their flat rides area. If you're somebody that likes going on spinny rides, this area is probably going to be for you. Also home to the park's big Ferris wheel named the Crow's Nest. Unfortunately, one thing they're not home to right now is a dark ride, This was where they had their old Scooby-Doo dark ride that shut down this past January, I believe, being transformed into something called Pirates of the Deep Sea, an original concept. And the house on the outside looks great. You can see the sort of some pirate theming up there. Wave Runner, the Park Scrambler ride. They've got a newer format of Tilt-A-Whirl over there with the flashy lights. Johnny Rockets, always a long line. No matter which Six Flags you go to, the Johnny Rockets always tend to have a long line. And normally I don't like eating the food like that in the park. I always like to get the unique food. So you wouldn't find me at Johnny Rockets. Hurricane Force 5 is a disco. Always fun rides there. All right, then the highlight of the section, since the dark ride is not open, is Pandemonium, which is a spinning wild mouse coaster. A couple things about this. Love that it's so close to the quarry wall, so it's one of the prettier spinning wild mouses. And weird rules with this one. Most of the time you have to put your personal belongings in a cubby or something like that. On Pandemonium, you take everything with you. So I rode a spinning roller coaster while grasping my all-season drink cup. Interesting stuff there. Also got a couple of things down here as I try to walk down the stairs without dropping the camera and stumbling. There's some pay extra go-karts. And then on the far side, closed today, unfortunately, the Larson Looper named Fireball. So you got this sign out in front of what will be the Pirates of the Deep Sea attraction. Wanted for the act of piracy, and then it's got a phone number, and knowing this park, I'm sure if you call that phone number, you'll probably get a voicemail of some type. Just a cool teaser sign for the coming attraction. That big drop tower is called Scream. It's an SNS tower. I believe it runs in combo mode, which is really cool. So you blast up first, and then after you blast up, it'll take you up like these people are doing here, nice and slow before it blasts you down. These rides are fun. I love when they run it in combo mode. It gives you more of a ride than just your normal blast up or shoot down mode. And wait for it, there it goes. This here's the Boomerang. Easily the worst roller coaster in the park. It's also awkward because it's like one of the first things you see. Essentially, you know how if you go to Disney World, you go through Main Street, and at the end of Main Street is Cinderella's Castle. Here at Fiesta Texas, replace Cinderella's Castle with a boomerang. The Twister is not operating today, which is kind of a shame, not because I wanted to go on it, but just because it's very pretty. Love the waterfall out in front. The Rockville High School, which has this wonderful facade here, is an indoor show theater venue home to Totally Rockville, which is a sort of an 80s high school show, singing and dancing kind of show. Actually, I really quite enjoyed it. First of all, you get to go inside in the air conditioning, sit down for 40 minutes, and the quality of the show is actually really good. Like, this could have easily been at a Busch Gardens park, or because normally Six Flags doesn't have the best entertainment. I know this park, Fiesta Texas, is known for having good shows, and it showed. I mean, this one was very quality. Probably the best singing and dancing show I've ever seen at any of the Six Flags parks. So right next to the park's swing ride called the Whirly Gig is a wonderful koi pond with some really big koi. And you can tell they're all over here because that's where the feeding machine is. So put a quarter in and feed the koi. Unfortunately, not operating today is the adorable looking Roadrunner Express. Over here you get a good view of the Roadrunner Express, which is the park's mine train coaster, themed of course with the Roadrunner. It looks like there's some very, very loose theming elements up there. Unfortunately, this ride's been down all day. Not sure if I'm going to get it on it or not, but it's over here by Iron Rattler. So I think this is really cool. In the gift shop for the Roadrunner Express, they have like an I Conquered t-shirt for kids. So I don't normally eat at Six Flags, but I found a snack I could not pass up. They have a scooped cookie dough bar, 4 different flavors, going to run you about $6. No pass holder discount. They must be like a third party, but that's an awesome snack. So Fiesta Texas doesn't have like a dedicated Bugs Bunny land, but throughout the park is sort of some smaller rides for kids scattered next to some of the larger rides. So right here next to Iron Rattler, you have a kids train ride and a kids Ferris wheel, which I think is really cool. That way, one of the parents could go on and ride the Iron Rattler, and the other one could hang out with the kids and go on this and then swip hop. In the Sponsberg front of the park, there's this great, very fest hall kind of thing. I think they label it as food court, but it definitely has the vibe of a fest house like in the Busch Gardens parks. A whole bunch of different food options in the back, a couple of draft beer options in here, and it's indoors in the air conditioning. I don't think they're running any shows in here, but it's a really nice venue. So if you're doing the souvenir cups here at Fiesta Texas, I definitely recommend getting your refills here at the Sanger Fest Cafe, the food court, the Fest House, whatever you want to call it. But this is definitely the place to go. You can walk right in and get your refills, where unfortunately the food and beverage lines here at the park are completely ridiculous, guys. I like to say good things is not a good thing. I waited like 15 minutes to fill my bottle in some places. You know, lines have been sprawling out onto the midway. Like, I'm not eating anything here besides just that wonderful cookie dough thing, because the lines are ridiculous. I don't want to, you know, wait in a 25-minute line to get a $14 burger. Like, that seems dumb. So I am not an expert on this park, as it's my first ever visit, but over here next to the food court, they're building some sort of a large old ride. It looks like this can't be a new ride. They must have bought it or moved it from somewhere else in the park, or from a different park. But if you know what's going on, let me know in the comment section below. So one of my disappointments here at Six Flags Fiesta Texas is right near the front of the park, they have this giant indoor theater. I mean, it is completely massive. This has to be one of the biggest theaters I've ever seen in a theme park, especially indoors. Probably the biggest outside of like the Hyperion over at California Adventure. And they had a show scheduled for 5 o'clock. It was going to be some sort of vinyl countdowns, one-hit wonder type show. And the show was canceled because of the employees said too many of the performers called out. How, like, that's so Six Flags. And I'm bummed because the theater looks fantastic. I really wanted to see what kind of show they put on in there, but I guess too many people decided not to come to work today. So, sorry, guests. Whitewater Bay is the very large, included with your admission, water park here at Fiesta, Texas. I'm not going to go check that out today, but if you want to learn all about Whitewater Bay, click the link above, because Ranger did a great video on this water park earlier this month. The not Frontierland section of the park, whatever they call it here, is another very nice themed area. A bunch of different shops and dining establishments, but it's very pleasant to walk around. Dr. Isaac Yankum, DDS. Of course, wrestling fans would know that was Kane's gimmick before he became Kane. A couple other kids rides here. You got Taz's Tornado and Daffy's Daffy's Bus Stop. So this candy store has some interesting stuff. You can buy some adult onesies for $29.99. But what I like is over here, the sort of M&M carousel kind of thing in the sky. That's neat. Here comes Blue. More fun stuff here in the candy store with Willy Wonka's crazy flying contraption. One thing I find neat is that they have this barbecue restaurant in the front of the park, but then one of the dining rooms is themed up like an old railroad car. I think that's pretty snazzy. Near the front of the park is a musical, singing, dancing Spanish act. It goes off a couple times a day. Cactus Jack Snack Shack. Bang, bang. So looking at my watch, about Beerthirty. Hanging out here, there's a little saloon kind of thing, whatever they call Frontierland here at Fiesta, Texas. Some fun drink options. I went with just a simple, easy to drink Blue Moon. Big beer, probably got to be about a 24-ounce beer. Not cheap though, gonna run you about, I think, $12. So expensive beer, but a big beer. But a nice cup. If you can totally keep this cup. And I think refills you save like $1 or so. Some at the bar, good beer selection, but when I show up, check this out. A frozen Jack and Coke machine? That's amazing. Also, frozen wine pops. It's a cool bar. So if you're curious where I ate at the 54th Street Draft House, about a mile or so away from the park. Really nice, great burgers, about $10 for a burger, giant, big beer selection, so I'd recommend it, especially if the lines are gonna be like that for food at Six Flags. So that'll do it for our video here from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. I had fun, you know, not a perfect day, but a decent day. The highlights for me, their top 3 roller coasters are really strong. Big fan of Iron Rattler is my favorite, Superman's probably number 2, and Wonder Woman's by probably number 3. After that, their mid-tier coaster collection, not terrible, with the Goliath, Batman, Poltergeist. And then I thought the park was really pretty. That's another good thing I could say is I love the quarry wall feature. Some of the sections were really nice, especially that German Spassberg section. Very nice. Let's see. Busy day, but lines never got that bad, which is nice. Except, well, I mean, Wonder Woman was really long. So you can see some of the water park over there. Going back in to see their big nighttime laser quarry wall firework projection show. So I can't really review that on this video, but definitely excited to see that. Hey guys, just wanted to pop in here and say that the nighttime show is actually really, really cool. It's called Celebrate Summer Night Spectacular. It features projections on the quarry wall, a surprisingly large amount of fireworks, dancing, water fountains, and giant blasts of fire. Really cool. Very, very, very good nighttime show for a regional park. If this thing is running when you're going to Fiesta Texas, make sure you make your plans to see it because it was really wonderful. The negatives, the park has a ton of show venues. Like, you could tell this was not originally a Six Flags park because there are so many show venues. They still have like probably 4 or 5 shows, but they have probably 10 show venues, so a lot of places they're going just sitting empty, and I always hate when parks do that. Let's see, the big negative for me was the food and beverage lines all day were completely ridiculous. Really, really long. I would have gladly spent money on food instead of going to have that wonderful burger, but I just didn't want to wait, 20 minutes or so. And refilling the souvenir cup was the same way. Also love the innovative drinks at that bar. That was a plus as well. Overall, I would rank Six Flags Fiesta Texas as like a sort of a middle of the tier Six Flags park. It's not as good as your Great Adventures, your Magic Mountains, your Great Americas. I would say it's probably not as good as Over Texas either. But I do like it better than places like Six Flags America, Six Flags St. Louis, Great Escape, and La Ronde. So I would say it sits right in the middle there. Would love to see, I'm excited to see what they do with that dark ride. This park definitely needs more inside things to do because it is very, very hot here in the old Texas. That'll pretty much do it for our video. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing it to you. If you have any questions or comments about the park, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. But from Six Flags Fiesta Texas, we'll see you next time.